Welcome to the MWG Podcast. Today, we welcome our second guest, the Final Fantasy fanatic, SinCal's #1 Samus, FFB WeaponRaid. You want to say hello, Weapon?
How you guys doing, boys? FFB WeaponRaid in the house.
All right. So today, we did want to discuss a more serious topic. In recent weeks, several top-level players have been accused of sexual misconduct, and we at the MWG Podcast want to state our support for the victims of the sexual abuse and applaud their bravery and strength in coming forward. We also condemn the abusers for their actions and their efforts to conceal the truth. If these cases have affected you, we do encourage you to talk with your friends and family to help process these difficult times. And we also want to state that we will continue our efforts to make the tournament experience safe and welcoming for all. With that said, we are going to discuss these allegations, but we aren't going to go too deep into it because we just don't feel it's completely appropriate for us to get in the middle of the drama, so to speak.
Copy that.
Well said.
Well said.
I agree.
So, to go ahead and start us off, we're jumping right into it, but Weapon, did you have anything, or did you want to share your thoughts on all of this?
So, two major things. Same thing. Sticking to that basis is we're not going to name names. It's not my job to be the investigator. It's not my job to choose a side. First things first, Twitter or social media is really choosing. You had your. Well, before I talk about social media, Smash community had their champions. Mm-hmm. They had multiple champions. We had the top players. We had our local champions. We had our big national champions, right? Our local champions and our other champions are still there. That's one thing to know. So I'm not saying I'm the best role model, but being like what other players and other organizations I've talked to, we have our champions and we're still going to lead and be our examples, right? Like me and my admins are still going to be our example. So being an example, the first thing I'm going to talk about is there's not two sides to this whole thing. And everybody needs to understand that. There's not only protecting the abuser and trying to, make sure their story is clear. And there's not only being with the victim or the survivor and supporting them and hoping them coming forward. There's the in the middle. And the reason I say that is a little bit of more common sense that most of us understand, but some of us on Twitter with their Twitter fingers don't really get. Getting straight forward to it is there's investigations, there's stories, there's court, there's police, there's privacy, and then there's coming out and open. There's right and wrong, and it's not one-sided. You don't just go out and accuse somebody because we have seen accuse somebody and then side with one side without knowing any evidence. What I mean to be exact is shutting out a victim because you don't believe them and choosing the one side, or shutting out the person alleged, or obviously the allegations are against, without knowing any of the information. And the reason I have to state that is people really get out of hand, and there's a small population. It's not the whole Smash community. I do understand that. But something that needs to be said is you shouldn't be going out there thinking you're the one that solved the crime and you need to be the one to tell everybody off. We've seen in these past weeks, and it's been hard. I've even myself lost. It's rare that I lose sleep. And I lost a whole night. That whole night, I did not sleep at all. And I understand. And I almost, even on my stream when I came on that night, I woke up in the morning, or I streamed in the morning, and I apologized to the world, even though it wasn't my fault. But I said sorry for them, for the others that failed them, right? But never did I ever take a side without factual evidence. Right. And some of it is being that we see a lot of the allegations came to be true. And those guys should, leave the community. And then we found some to be false. And people already went on the side to bash them and try to, I guess you could say in our time and age, cancel them. Right. Which is not appropriate.
Right. And I just want to build off of that. I completely agree. We have too many people who want to play detective or play like they're the lawyer, and they get in the middle of it. You need to wait for the facts to come out. Let it be about the victim and the accuser, not about, oh, well, I heard this. Let me just try to cancel this guy.
It is about being factually right and not being what in layman terms, a clout chaser. We're not trying to get famous off this. We're not trying to build without actual proper stabilization. That's the first thing. The second thing I want to say about it is our champions are still here. And, I gave it a chance. I'm going to be honest. I gave it a chance for the young to prove themselves and to lead the community. is the right reason. When I joined, I was just trying to be partial. I was just trying to come in and play. Sometimes I wasn't trying to be known that well when I first started, because I wanted the people that pretty much built the community. Because when it came out and all the games came out, the young is the ones that play it first. And the young or the minors had their chance to lead and try to establish. And it's not their time now. It's ours. It's the ones, it's the TOs, it's your local TOs, it's your local top players, it's your local reoccurring players that need to take a stand, need to set the example, need to have the rules plastered out and say, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to allow, and this is what we're never, ever going to allow. Our champions are still here. They need to be an example.
Right.
So building off SinCal, I mean, we are relatively clean compared to everyone else. We need to keep that same high standard going, because we want everyone to feel included. That's one of the main things we've been trying to drive forward with MWG and Fully Charged. We want everyone to feel safe, everyone to feel included. We don't want all this extra drama. We're just here to play Smash. And when bad things like this do happen, it's also the leaders' responsibility to step up and make sure the people who have been abused get the right protection and all that.
Weapon, I did like what you said about social media. Social media, especially with how prominent it is in this day and age, is dangerous, man. Because while there are serious allegations and there are definitely things that need to be addressed, it's terrifying how fast people will turn on you with no evidence, when all the facts aren't even out. You know what I mean? And I personally don't like to look at everything just black and white. You know what I mean? There's like you said, there are things in the middle. There's the things that we don't know. There's so many different factors, and it's just, we gotta let the people whose job it is to deal with this. You know what I mean? I feel like most of us, it's not really our place to cancel people like on our own. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of people like, yeah, they definitely should not be in the community anymore, but in the future, I hope that, we understand that, hey man, we gotta wait for all the facts to come out. You know what I mean? You could easily ruin someone's reputation like this, and if they deserve it, well, I mean, that's up to whoever's job it is to verify things. But if they don't deserve it, then that's awful, because we just canceled someone that, should probably be heard out a lot more.
Cancel culture has got to be one of the worst things I think that's come of this age.
Definitely.
I'm concerned. It is concerning to me. I get that, we make mistakes. There are things that are morally wrong and things that are troubling ethic wise. But imagine if, there are certain things where it's a given, right? So if you do a certain thing, it's like, wow, that's definitely doesn't fly ever. We probably shouldn't have them in our community anymore. But there are some things that you really can't just look at black and white and you don't know all the facts, and then you ruin their reputation forever. And that's, anybody can go on a keyboard and say, oh man, yeah, get that guy out. We don't know about that keyboard warrior's life. What about the next keyboard warrior's life? And so on, and the next, and the next, and the next. Most people make mistakes in this life. You know what I mean? And cancel culture is dangerous, man. So like Weapon said, man, I think waiting for the facts is the move. I think we've got to, we've got to hear people out, and then we can come to a conclusion. And we let people whose job it is to come to an act like a legal conclusion, we let them do their thing.
That's very true. Very true. I agree with that 100%. I think that's really what's been bothering me so much, is the fact that, if I come out and, because some of those things, there's no limit with, especially what Wes called them the keyboard warriors. And you could do something very small and very subtle, and someone could blow it up, and then it gets twisted as it goes around. And now you have someone getting canceled that shouldn't have, or someone that's getting canceled that what they really did wasn't that bad. And it almost feels like, if it was the reason it bothered me, because in my head, I think, what if it was someone that I knew in my community that I knew wasn't like that, but I can't defend them because there's too many on Twitter just trying to put their words out because they think they're the hero.
Right.
And then ruining someone else's reputation. And you can't even step in to try to stop the barrier, because then they just come after you and it makes it worse and worse. This whole toppling situation is kind of ridiculous.
It is.
Very, very complex, and the best we can do is we just got to hear people out, and, we let people's whoever's job it is to come to an actual a legal conclusion. If things are verified, then unfortunately we might have to cut ties. But otherwise, people really are very quick to throw in their input, throw in legal jargon.
Oh my gosh, the legal one kills me.
He's a law student now, man.
Everybody's got a PhD in lawyers or whatever it's called. I'm about to get fried for that, but whatever.
Everybody has a law degree now, but yeah, one of the things that's like dangerous about cancel culture is just that it takes everything out of context a lot of the times. I mean, sometimes granted, it's like actually deserving.
Blatant, correct? Like there's just blatant things that are
but like there's something that are like obviously out of context and people just switch it like Weapon said, and then it also takes away the people's ability to grow and learn from their mistakes, and it kind of makes it difficult to keep people accountable for their actions.
Agreed.
Because there's no way for them to grow and do better. But
I wish people didn't run around so much as well. I wish they like, to be honest, like look at your community. Like that's the reason I know Wes said he's seen me tweeting a lot. I was like, I was thinking to myself, I didn't tweet that much. I hope. But I said
like three.
I hate Twitter so much. But something had to be said so someone don't come at me and be like, Weapon doesn't care about the people. I said, I got my fair share of DMs of kids in my community. I said I got 1,500 in my Discord. I got like 5 messages from 5 different kids saying they was happy I was an example and they were sad and they were crying. And you know what? I'm sorry for you guys. I do apologize. I wish they were better, but we are better. I said, like Najee said, SenCal is not without sin. And this is exactly what I tweet out. I said, we are not perfect, but we are always, and we did it before this happened. We were working to be better every day. It never stopped. And I said, now we have even more reason to be better, and we will.
Exactly.
I think that, with all the events that have transpired within the last week, 2 weeks, I think this is a wake-up call to essentially everyone. We need to be stern. We need to set boundaries. We need to, and the adults need to be adults. We need to, we gotta be the example for all these guys, because Smash or just gaming in general is that's kind of the beautiful thing about it, is it's something that children, and teenagers and adults can enjoy. It's something that just makes people happy, and
everybody.
Yeah, and we get together and it's just us. These tournaments, they're really just, at least to me, people trying to win. There's people trying to meet other people. People just want to get better. But if you ask me, it's just a celebration of the game. That's really what it is, and we can't ever forget why we're there. So we really gotta. This is a wake up call, I think, to everyone.
And it's good that it's getting out there, because then in the future, like the whole, if I don't want to get too into it, but it was a cycle of abuse. It was a cycle of poor decisions, and they kept coming up, and there was nobody calling them on it early until it grew into something out of hand. So just as long as we can, keep up with our mission, basically, to be great role models, to make a great community, these kind of things won't just be in the shadows lurking like they were up until about last week. It's good that it's out there, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough couple weeks, months. I don't know how long, but once we get through all of this, we're going to be able to grow into something better.
Yeah, and as long as all of the leaders and players and everybody that's within the community help to keep each other accountable, and people are open to learning and going from one another, then I don't think there'll be a problem.
I actually think to myself that SenCal is probably the best example in this nation by now. What's happening? After everything coming out, I was like, man, we're great now. People looking down on us before, but look at us now. Good boy.
It's pretty quiet here. It's pretty laid back. I grew up here in the Valley, and
They said the Valley was a mess. Look at us now, man.
Laid
damn
back.
Good.
Well, to close out this segment, we do again want to show our support for all of the victims that came forward and were brave enough to name their abusers. And we just hope that everything clears up, that people are able to heal from this, and people are able to grow better. And we just want to, from here, I think it's best that we should send a message out to the kids, to members of the community. Don't be afraid to speak out, and don't let these difficult times overwhelm you. We'll grow as a community with something better. So we're going to take just a quick little break, and then we're going to get right into the interview with WeaponRaid. Thank you for tuning in to the MWG Podcast. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you leave a like, or you can leave a comment giving us any suggestions or feedback. We want to hear from members of the community, so if you would like to be a guest, please let us know on Facebook or through Discord. All right, welcome back to the podcast. Now, Weapon, I've always known you as a competitor, but I also know that you're a streamer. You want to plug that real quick?
Rashad TV WeaponRaid VII, dude. That's where it's at. We're actually obviously I do variety streams as much as I can. I play a lot of PlayStation emulator these days, but main thing Smash. I'm a high level Smash player somewhat. I still lose to Elegant, don't worry. Just played another day and lost. Let's not talk about it. But you know, I do Smash Sunday. Smash Sunday 69 is actually around the corner. We've taken the first season of Smash Sundays just ended, so this next season is coming out. If you guys haven't seen it, you can follow me at, I think, on Twitter at Samus of the West. And I did just post the new RPR graphic. Really looks really nice. I think we had 1,176 players.
Wow!
Total.
Congratulations!
And those tournaments hurt. 200. The biggest tournament we've had so far is 287. Mm-hmm. And we usually have about 200 every Sunday. And you know, if you guys are welcome, I have a good admin staff, and we're ready to host you guys if you guys want. A lot of people really like it. People like becoming you get a free sub to my channel. That's all you win, and people still come. I don't know why.
Dude, sub to the WeaponRaid?
They like it. Just letting you know though, if you come to my stream, it is I do play friendlies and I do not lose often.
It's reassuring.
I just want to let you know, because everybody, I know I used to do it too. They come into the streamer and they're like, "Can I play?" And then when they lose, they're like, "Wow!" They get mad and they leave instantly.
Yeah, I'm out, dude.
I said I used to do the same thing. I join the streamer, I bop them, and be like, "Wow, you're a streamer." Mm-hmm. Don't try to show me up on my stream. I'll show you up real well. I don't care what you play. Go play your little spammy on me gunner. I'll find you.
So you're saying if Elegant came in?
Okay, it was one game and he left. It was on quick play like yesterday. All right. And he left. He needs to leave it on the record. Any Luigi in the world can catch these hands.
All right. All right. So with that, I think we should start the interview.
Let's just let Weapon introduce himself real quick.
Yeah, tell us who you are, Weapon. Let's hear it, dude. Tell us who you are.
I am FFB WeaponRaid. It stands for Final Fantasy Brothers, because there is 3 of us. You guys already met Mako. My other brother, Insidious, is actually down south in SoCal, but in the military, so he doesn't get to play and compete that often. He is a snake main though, so he is still gross. So.
Oh yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, Mako is a Cloud main, and myself, I am a Samus main. Obviously, the only reason I don't play Cloud is because his recovery is horrible, and I like good recoveries. But for you guys that don't know what WeaponRaid stands for, WeaponRaid is not just me being barraging you with missiles, and that's where I came up from it. It is
what I thought it was at first.
Yeah, which most people thought it was. That's why they thought I was a Samus main. It's actually a song from the Final Fantasy VII series. It's actually a song, I think, when the weapons arrive. And weapons are the big giant monsters that are B to kill. I'll be honest. Mm-hmm. I am 21 years old from Modesto, California. You guys can't find me even if you try. This place is too big. You can go ahead and try though. Yeah. But
wait, Weapon. Wait. You don't have to give us the last. What is your name? Your first name?
You got my actual name. Oh,
yeah, I don't need the whole name. I just.
So yeah, you can actually this is how people found me on Instagram, because it's actually identical to my my gamer tag for my Instagram is the same tag I have for my YouTube. I don't like changing them. But Justin Kanani Nieves is my correct full name.
I finally know it. This was been like a year, longer.
Yeah,
Right.
And most of the people find it out because it's JCan to the max on Instagram, was what most people have been following me on, because a lot of people like to follow me on my other socials. And that's my Instagram social. I usually don't post gaming stuff that often, but I try to. Last thing I posted was gaming, but it definitely was a while back. But that's my actual tag. You can find out everything you need to know about me there. You'll find out what uniform I wear when I'm not, when I go out for my weekends.
Oh wait, whoa!
All right.
Yo, there's a whole nother Whoa, wait! We gotta get the social media going because I'm lurking.
If you can find it, you'll know what I'm talking about, because you'll see me in my uniform in those pictures.
See, this is what's so intriguing to me about just gamers in general, because we do love games as a whole. Yeah, like there's just so many people from so many different walks of life, but a lot of us have a life outside of this, and this is why I enjoy doing this podcast, because what we want to highlight is everyone's story, and I would have never known this if you had never come on. So that's super cool to know. I'm fascinated right now.
It's actually something that I wanted to keep super private, and then
Mhm.
I think our dog was the first one to find out, because literally it's on my background on my phone screen. And I
Mhm.
said, when I first wanted to join the Smash community, I wasn't trying to be a part of the community. I just wanted to play. I wasn't planning on. I didn't think I was going to be good, so I wasn't planning on staying.
Mhm.
Well, you
And
found
then,
out you were good, huh?
Well, I said, found out I could whoop a dude with Joy-Cons. Oh my god! Watch.
Oh, no.
I got Najee all hyped when I won his tournament with Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I didn't expect it.
He's losing his brain. He's like, what the? I said, also, the reason I really got into it is a lot of people. I'm very athletic. I did really well with sports when I was in high school and in college. I was just in college alone for Modesto Junior College. I was a state qualifier for wrestling and cross country.
Mhm.
And a lot of people, when it comes to physical sports, when they try to transfer over to video game esports, people don't really treat them with respect as they would a normal player, because they're athletic. It's some backwards kind of like thought process for when it comes. When you see an athletic guy sit down to play a game and he has a small controller in his hands, you see a guy that's somewhat nerdy, or a different stature, right? Looks like he has the time for that game. You expect the fit person to actually lose. It's only a situation where that happens, right? Is in the gaming community.
Mhm.
Especially like when I went to the tournament, people thought I was bad because of what I looked like, how big I was, how athletic I was, and I said, nope. Well, we can do both. Let me remind you, but I might almost break this controller sometimes when I squeeze it, but it's okay.
That grip strength?
My grip strength a little too hard on me.
Wait, Weapon, I've always wanted to know this, dude. You go to the gym?
I do.
I
Not as
know
of
it.
recently. Not as of recently because of what's doing now. I've been working out at home, but I did. I used to. I think when you guys first seen me, I was doing this big stuff. I was doing big arms. It was suns out, guns out, suns
No,
out, buns out.
I can see it, because I just remember seeing you, and I remember having a conversation with you, and I go to the gym regularly too. I mean, I obviously not now because of quarantine, but I was going for like 2 years consistently. I still feel new, but when I seen you, dude, with the Joy-Cons, I was like, why is this dude, bro? This dude's wide, dude. Like, he's just
Yeah, I'm about to
dude,
break the Joy-Cons in half.
This dude.
I said, what is it? I'm actually, I always say suns out, guns out, but I'm actually more of a suns out, buns out kind of guy. Like I
Okay.
like legs. I like legs.
You like leg? Yeah, yo, I'm all for it, dude. Yo, that squat serious?
Oh, I squat way too much, bro. When I was doing it, I squat so many reps, bro, more than I could handle myself. Big thighs save lives. We know it, boys.
Big thighs save lives. That's
someone
true.
marked down the timeline.
It's the truth.
Well, now I know, man. Naj, Moss, you guys got a question for your boy?
So, I mean, we know that you physical in the back, in your background. So what were your gaming origins then? What was your first console? What got you hooked onto gaming?
So I remember when I was younger, my dad always would say, I'm not buying you anything. I'm not buying you any games. He's really against it. But my mom and dad from the kindergarten, they're like, if you guys clean the house, I'll get you a GameCube. And it wasn't the first game I was touching. It wasn't the first console, but it was the first console we would own.
Okay.
Never owned. Like it's back in the day. I'm not gonna lie, we were like lower class. Like we were struggling. Games are the things that get you through those moments. And so my brothers, we cleaned up the whole house, and got a GameCube. And the first thing we got was Melee.
Yeah.
And you go through that game and you explore every inch of it, finding out that you could start with Sheik, finding out that finding out that your characters actually suck, that Link's actually bad.
Many stages of Melee, man.
I said, and then my brothers were always. This is back then when my brothers. I'm the best in the family of video games because I have so much time for it now when I'm stuck at home.
Mm-hmm.
But before, my brothers would beat me out in every game, beat me out the park. And it moved on from there. We went and we got a PlayStation 2. We had a PlayStation. I don't know where it went, but mainly PlayStation 2 is the main game we played, and then Xbox. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, I think the best game back then was I was a Halo 2 champion. That was the only game I was good at against all of them. But they would clap me in everything, Melee over and over, and it never bothered us for years. Mm-hmm. My brother was in high school, I was in middle school, Melee, pull it up. I was in high school, he graduated. My other brother was about to graduate, Melee, turn it on, turn the GameCube on. That's nice. How it lasted through time. I said, it has to be. I said, one of the games. It's not the only game that inspired me to do stuff, but it definitely was such a bonding moment for me and my brothers. It really brought us together and made us want to, be together. Same thing like Halo, but Melee was obviously first.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was always also curious. You're still on the young side of things, and you got Final Fantasy in your name. So I was wondering, how'd you interact with that?
I said, what is it? The way I talk and the way I act, a lot of people think I'm older, and I actually like it better because kind of the same thing I said earlier. I said, when I was a kid, I was very mature and I was very leading worthy, right? Mm-hmm. So I want to give kids the benefit of the doubt. But same thing when people say, oh, you're an FF7 fan, how? Oh, you're probably just the remake. I was like, no, I said back when I was younger, my dad doesn't not like video games. He likes them. He just thinks they're too hard. Oh, first game he played, what are the odds? FF7. He played all these games, but that was the main game he played, and he never got to finish it. And I actually have him planned to play the FF7 remake. And he actually wants to, but I haven't been able to find the time to get him to sit down and play it. And he loves it. I said, my dad, he's really picky about these things. Everybody loves him. Everybody thinks he's a great guy when they meet him, but he's never open, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's sick. He's always just okay. And my dad, he played the game and he never finished it. Then Mako came around because he was the oldest and used to play it. And Mako was very stingy. And that stage is on the record, all right? Because he apologizes every time I bring it up. He's going to say, why'd you bring that up on the podcast? I said, because Mako would not let me beat the game or play the game. Only let me watch it. But for some reason, because I was the youngest, I was the runt of the family, I loved watching him play. Loved watching all my brothers play. So I watched him play the whole game. And every time he'd let me touch the controller, it was only to grind him for leveling. Right before he fights Sephiroth, he's like, hey, run up and down these stairs. Give me to level 99. I was like, sick. He said,
that's what younger siblings are for, man.
He said, don't use no mana. Auto attack only. I was like, sick. And I said, I watched it, and I watched my brother look up to this character, and he was just a block, right? Watched it over and over and over, watched him play it. And then finally the story hit me, right? I got taken away by the story, developed into it, understood it, and I was like, wow, no matter if it's just a block walk around, the content they put in this game was so thoughtful and so interesting that it's really just hooked me right there. And I was like, ever since then, I learned so much, and there's still much more I don't know. My memory is not the best when it comes to all the old games. So I've been, FF7 remake, emulating, playing the game, or finding on Switch, playing the game. I still have much to learn. And it's just everything's about enjoying. It's kind of the same things, very similar to when I boot up Melee. I'm like, whew, here we go again.
Here we go again.
And I understand a lot of people be like, oh, you don't know Final Fantasy. I said, it doesn't matter your age. I said, I told my nephew the story of Cloud and Zack from FF7. That boy almost cried. Literally a tear started crying down his face. And he's like, no, I'm not crying. And that boy's 8. I said, it don't matter what generation you're from. You show them, they know.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's super cool listening to that because it hella reminds me of just me growing up with my siblings and stuff too. We used to play Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and stuff, and I'd get beat down.
I'd lose every game.
It's dude. And I remember one time, so Mortal Kombat 1, my brother had the strategy guide for it, so he knew all the moves and everything. You had to do all the fatalities and everything. Oh, and I was like, hey, can I look at it? And he was like, nah.
Nah.
You gotta learn it on your own.
You gotta earn the tag, dude. Might earn it. I mean, you gotta get it somewhere else.
Bro, I used to tell Mako, bro, I'd be like, why didn't you ever let me play your games? Because I didn't want you playing if I didn't beat him. I said, but you never beat him. He's like, yeah, I was a butthole when I was younger, huh? I was like,
yeah, you have to learn the hard way, man.
Learn the hard way. Oh, you don't know? I'm sorry, bro. I had to figure out when I was young, okay?
And that was before the internet, so.
And then they came out with book guides, and it all went away.
Yeah. Boys, feels good to be the oldest because I was the oldest with my two cousins who are essentially my sister and my brother. Oh man, they caught hands every time. You name it. It don't matter what game it was, dude. It was Battlefront 2. It was
Battlefront 2. Oh, they're catching so much heat.
Yeah, dude. It was Def Jam 5 for New York, Mario Party.
That game was great.
Bro,
5 for New York is such a good game.
Def Jam. He said Def Jam, bro. That's my childhood right there, bro. Bring that back. Bring that back. Where's the remake?
That might be the best fighting game of all time.
Don't at me. Snoop Dogg right now,
bro.
Snoop Dogg, bro. You're not trying to see me in who's got like in that game?
D-Mob?
I don't remember, bro. I just used to remember Snoop Dogg, and I was like, bro, why is he in this game, bro? What?
Who did I?
He was so skinny, bro. I can't, bro.
Who was busted, dude? Yo, Crack was Fat Joe was busted,
Fat
son.
Joe, bro. Oh, bringing back the memories.
Method Man.
Yo, Doc was sleeping the whole game, and they bust him out when they need him, and he's ridiculous.
Bro, why was that?
Dude, that game was so sick.
Yo, best fighting game. Don't at me, dude.
I know, bro. West don't want no feedback. Leave it on the street.
Son. But yeah, man. I used when I was older, dude. They're catching hands. So, but yeah, once I started competing, I was humbled, man. I was like, man, all these other guys, I gotta work. You know what I mean? But the experience,
Yeah, then they go and buff Falcon. Yeah, I'm staying at the bottom. Staying at the bottom, all right? I'm staying down there. Someone said, how are you so good, but you're not? I said, I'm like 4th in my region, dude. You gotta chill. There's a Kirby and a Falcon in front of me. I'm moving it all. I said, yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
Sorry, Naj, did you want to say something? My bad, dude. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying that Falcon, man. It's hard to get through.
No, he got buffed, bro. It's impossible now. It was close before. It's not. It's not.
What they do to Raptor boost?
They made it combo at like any percent.
Not like this, dude. I was playing Austin. Oh my god, dude.
Bro, they made the angle like instead of it going forward and out, it just goes straight up. So he just can combo off of it every time.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, bro, look, guess what? Look, I'm getting Raptor boost. Oh, here comes an up air. Raptor boost. Oh, 80%. Guess what? It's now a knee because that's possible. Oh my god.
Nobody tell Akia that.
Oh my god, bro. Those buffs are nasty, bro. I actually thought I had a chance to be number 1 on PR. There it goes. I thought about it too. I played our dog the day offline, dookied on him.
Mm-hmm.
Boy couldn't win a game. And now I just look at Infamous and I'm like, you know what? I don't think we could be friends anymore. Like, you actually never let me win ever. Boy, Weapon, didn't you say this was like slight Samus favor? No, not anymore. Not anymore.
You get touched once?
Bodied?
Bodied?
But it's so hard to get in. Boy, you take me across the stage, Mario. Looking boy.
That's hella funny, dude. Let's do. Oh man, shout out to Nintendo. Shout out to Sakurai, showing some love to some of these characters.
Yeah.
Everybody. But yeah. So, we talked about, like the games that you grew up playing and stuff, and I grew up with the GameCube. So I'll talk about Smash a little bit. How did you, start maining Samus?
How did I start maining Samus? I said, one, my brothers were all home at the time. My brother was on leave. Mako was at home. So it was Westsidious and Mako at my house, and we're playing. And I was playing Crom, and they were arguing because everybody thought Crom was broke at the beginning of the game. We all know this. Yeah. And I'm playing Crom. I'm just dashing around, F-smashing him. Because I didn't know how to do any, jab back airs or any airs or anything like that. And my brother's like, you're just winning because you're a broken character. And so I jumped from him. I jumped to ZSS. I thought ZSS was cool, but then I didn't know how to space Nair. So I was like, I didn't know how to short hop properly. So I was like, oh, whatever. I said, I'm really struggling to find a character right now. I'm really struggling. I said, all right, I finally got, like, I don't remember. I think I got Chrom into Elite Smash. He was my first one. And I said, all right, I'm going to play every character until I get them to Elite Smash. Once I get them, then I'll know I can play them enough. Now I know that's not a good measurement, but back then I was like, I know that I played them enough to know if I want to main them or not. Played Mario, played Link, or all the. I went in order. I got like 4 in. I got the Dark Samus and I stopped. And I was like, this character doesn't feel too bad. This actually feels really good. So I did something that I've done with a couple characters that I never done with the characters before. I usually just learn on my way. I Googled YouTube like Samus Tech, and I learned and I saw him do like a down B setup, like a bomb setup on ledge, and it ended up in a spike. And spike, that explosiveness, right, showed me that a character that people look like that people saw that would run away and camp could go at you in an aggressive fashion and explode and kind of hype up the crowd kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's kind of cool. And slowly that really interests me, the down air. It sounds really weird, but the down air of Samus is what dragged me in. Like, I was like, wow, that's so sick. And eventually, like, it grew on me to, like, to be honest, my learning curve is not that hard it doesn't take me that long to learn stuff. So if I watch somebody do it, then I can do it. So I watched somebody be reversal, so I picked it up. I watched somebody do these charge shot setups, so I picked it up. I watched a back air setup, picked it up, and I was like, wow. And then I went to a tournament and I did well, and I was like, this is the one. This is the one.
That bomb setup is cheap though. I know what you're talking about.
I've improved it. It's even more confirmable. It's bad.
It's not fun. It's not fun.
It's bad.
Yeah, even if you're definitely one of like the more aggressive Samuses I've seen.
Yeah, I get the same message every time. I think, like, obviously I don't claim these titles yet, not yet. But people have been saying I'm the best Samus in NA. Some people are saying they're the best Samus they face. Some people say they're the most aggressive Samus, or the first time they've ever seen a Samus play like that.
Yeah.
And I said, that's how you get in their head. Go after them when you're supposed to be charging charge shot. I get a little confused. I said, it really confused me because I didn't play Smash 4 to the extent competitively. I watched it and I played it, but I never knew how good Cloud was back then.
Right.
So I immediately played Cloud when I first got him, and I got gimped like over and over and over again because I didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So many people were like, how'd you not go with Cloud? And I said, I touched Cloud immediately, but with my mindset of background, or not my mindset, my background with FF7 makes me not want him winning. If I'm not winning, he's not going to be on the screen.
Oh, okay.
That's my boy. He's not going to be on the screen if he's losing. And if I can't do it, then he's not going to be on the screen. Straight up. Like, you're not going to see Cloud on the losing screen, bro. He's not going to be clapping for you. Get out of here.
It's a matter of pride right there.
It is. That's my boy. That's my boy. Wait till they put Barry as a meat gunner. I'm out of here. Dropping Samus immediately.
I like to you, dude.
Bro, they put Tifa in here, bro. Dropping it.
Oh, free.
Bro.
Yeah. Weapon, they put Tifa in the game? Oh, DK say goodbye. All the other characters.
Bro, I don't care if he's just plays. I don't care if she plays just like Terry, bro.
I'm in there.
Gone. Goodbye. Me and Mako gonna be doing the Tifa Cloud in doubles, bro. Just so it looks aesthetically pleasing, bro.
Oh man, dude, and, you know that just gives me. If they do that, it gives me hopes to put more than 2 songs in the game.
Oh, bring back the soundtrack, bro.
Please, dude. Oh man. So speaking of the game, now that I have you here, I can finally ask, dude. What'd you think of the remake?
The remake, actually, you know, as a person that knows the story pretty well, and I don't think I know it enough for, I say, a true FF7 fan. I feel like I should know more. It's been too many years. I think it was a good adaptation. I think they did the gameplay. The gameplay wise, smooth, crisp, hard as it should be. Maybe a little bit too hard, you know, to be honest. Well, that's just me. But especially hard mode. But the storyline, I loved it. I said, someone's like, oh my God, I can't believe they changed this, they changed that. I said, I don't think they really changed much. I feel like they're setting us up for the next game for failure, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So, certain things were different, way different than, like certain results of certain characters were different. Not to, you know, spoil anything for anybody that's watching. Obviously, if you haven't played the game, what's wrong with you? Go play it.
Yeah, go play it, please.
I shouldn't have had to dance around spoilers.
You're right.
But
it's a 20-year-old game. You can spoil it.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I remember some dude it was on commentary, and he's like, "Bro, don't. I haven't played FF7 yet, bro. Are you kidding me, bro? Go home. Go home. It was before the remake was out, bro. He's like, you're gonna spoil, bro. Go home.
That's 98. No
Dude,
excuse.
at this point, like all of the main like plot points have been spoiled already.
Yeah,
If you play video games, you've seen most of like the things that are spoilable.
Bro, I didn't know anybody died in this game. Bro, go away. Get out.
Stop.
Get out. Bro, you're wasting my time.
That's the first spoiler that they tell you.
That's the original troll.
Yeah.
Bro, that video's been everywhere, bro.
Come on, man.
I've seen that material fall so many times. Oh, disgusting. Go away. But I think it was well put. I think it was they like, especially the ending. They didn't actually change anything with that ending. They made it seem like they were changing the world with it I think it was to try to tease players like, oh my god, we messed up your game, and then boom, it was just a normal thing. It was back to a normal thing, and I really enjoyed it. I really love the gameplay, and I love the storyline choices. I love that the storyline choices don't change much of anything, but I love that you can still make them.
Me too.
It was a beautiful game, to be honest. Like, I obviously don't have, other than the fact that I have to go back and play it again to see the other cutscene.
Right.
But for a couple of those things.
Uh-huh.
But I think it was a beautiful game. I loved it, enjoyed it probably the most ever. It's been in a while. Like, I almost played it. Like, I played it like 40 or 50 hours in total.
Same.
Almost played it straight through.
That's
so hard to turn it off. So hard.
Rufus Shinra? What do you think? Hey, Rufus? No comment?
No comment.
Yo, Weapon, I was so mad. Yo, I didn't stream it or anything when I was playing this. I think it was late at night, dude. Oh, man. No one in public will ever see me rage. Oh, man. I was about to throw something, dude.
Hard?
I was not happy, dude. It
was dumb boss fight. Dumb.
It was stupid. Like,
I don't want to play it in hard mode because you're not allowed to use items in hard mode.
Yeah, I know. It feels
so
bad.
Like I didn't even think about that, but now that you reminded me and how hard that crap was, I can't finish hard mode now. Bye guys, never touching that game again. I don't care if you want to watch it on stream, it's over.
I get the PTSD. All right, so my last thing in FF7, just real quick. So it's very important, dude. Tifa or Aerith in general?
My god, bro! I see this on the writing. I see it in the write up, and my brother laughed. And I gotta tell you, bro, I'm sorry for all you, bro. Even my cat, I named her the wrong one. I named her with the S. I named her Eris. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah,
it's Tifa, bro. I'm sorry.
No love for Jessie,
bro. Bro, get her out of here, bro.
You said Jessie?
Flirting with my boy, bro.
Yo, that thirst was real, son.
Get to the bro. She wasn't even that thirsty in the original game, bro.
Hell no,
bro.
Yo, in the
normal human being, bro.
She had like 5 lines in the other game, dude. In this whole game, we got a whole nother plot point,
bro. And she looks good, bro. Oh, stop it! Get her out of here,
yo,
bro.
The harem is nuts, son. What is this, dude?
But they made all these characters look so good. I'm like, bro, stop. This is thirst trap if I've ever seen it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so with so back to Tifa and Aerith. I respect that. I just like hearing people's thoughts on this. Here's my thing with this. I've given this a lot of thought, and I've actually had this discussion with my other friends, but my mind says Tifa free, right? I agree with you. But in real life, I actually date the Aeriths in real life. That's
no. The only reason I say this, you play Crisis Core, right?
I know what happens in Crisis Core.
Yeah, so you know what happens in Crisis Core. That's the only reason I can't. That's the only reason I can't. I said because it's not clouds. It's not. When you actually go through the story, like people always say, Tifa or Aerith, the choice is already made by the game.
I respect that. I didn't even think about that.
So like people, and they explained it, and they even explained it a little bit in this game. And Mako goes off about this. He'd be like, she doesn't like Cloud. She likes who Cloud thinks he is. And we all know who Cloud thinks he is because of Crisis Core.
Oh, shout outs. Oh man. I didn't even think about that. That's good. That's really deep, man. I like that.
Bro, I was like, and then Aerith says, like, I'm not gonna obviously spoil that part, but Aerith says exactly that, like in an obviously much more detailed quoted version in the remake. She says something like that. And that's why I was like, bro, like, no matter what, and I know Cloud's confused now, obviously in the beginning of the game, because he's all messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I know it's in my heart, bro. And the creators will stick to that story. It's not him. It's never been him. You watch,
Like-
and then when you watch Avid and Children, you'll see like
Mhm.
when he. If you guys don't know what Avid and Children is, a movie that literally is like beyond its time, bro. For some reason.
So was that one canon?
That one is canon, meaning
It's part of the official lore because I've never seen it, but I wasn't sure.
it's a movie. It's after the game. Yeah.
Right. And I just want to shout out you too, Naj, but to the viewers, Advent Children, you will cry. Tifa's theme, Aira's theme, free. Go to YouTube, listen to that 50 million times. You feel the same way I feel. 100%.
That movie is good too. It actually
yeah.
actually pretty well done for an animated movie, I would say.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It looked really good when it came out. That was like what, 07?
Yeah.
It's a while ago. Now I think about it. I used to have it on Blu-ray when Blu-ray was a thing.
Oh man.
Back in the day, I used to have it saved.
Oh, dude, that was like one of the selling points for Blu-ray, I think.
Yeah, and I lost it, bro. But the Blu-ray one, I don't remember where I put it. I hope it's still in my cabinet. But there's an actual extra ending or there's little changes to it. And like the Sephiroth Cloud fight is just hella gory for no reason. Like I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know they did extra cutscenes, but they made another scene where instead of the fight ending a certain way, it ended the same way, but it was just super gory. It was actually very entertaining.
I had to see that again, dude. I'm hyped, dude. Oh man. All right. You guys got another question? Naj? Moss?
So you mentioned, you're close to being the best Samus in NorCal and maybe even NA. What are your goals? What's your ultimate goal? Like what can you say would you want to look back on?
Well, some people have asked me this a couple times, and I said some people are trying to give me that title, and I said when we're on Wi-Fi, I said when I'm on Wi-Fi doesn't mean I'm throwing down my results, because when I first started in quarantine tournaments, I don't do them anymore. I don't play in them. I just host them or watch. I did say I played in one the other day, but that was just for fun. I don't play in them seriously anymore because when I first started quarantine, I was on a win streak for like I don't know how many tournaments, and I mean like tournament by every day I'd play in a tournament and I'd win it every day, and I make sure they're different players so I could keep playing players and keep beating new people. And I said, and that's where I started getting my title, and that's why I changed my title to Samus of the West. And people always think I'm talking about West Coast, and I said no, I mean like when people say West, like America, I mean Western Hemisphere, bro.
Oh man,
I said I'm not talking about like. I said, and it's that crazy thing. I've always had this when I was a kid, and even growing up, is I can, like I said, I can watch something and I can repeat it. It doesn't matter if it's physical or mental or in a game. If you show me it, if I watched it enough times, I can do it myself. I said, and that's how I pull up my Samus tech. Is I've watched other Samuses do stuff. I watched Wabi do a thing, and I learned it. And I watched another Samus do a thing. I learned it. And now all of their types of all their confirms are in my head.
Nice.
I said, I want to be the best Samus. I don't think I could beat Quick, though. That's just respect for his name and his results. Mm-hmm. Quick's the best Samus. He's one of the best players in Europe. He was like the second best player, only lost to Gluttony. Mm-hmm. And before quarantine started to pop off. And I said, I could be the best Samus in NA. I said, it doesn't mean I'm the best player. Like, I still have goals to, I wanted to be. Now it's just to be closer to Infamous, being like right under him.
Right.
Because I think it's going to take a longer time to beat him. But being the best Samus is definitely in, like, at the beginning, I didn't think it was possible. Now it's guaranteed, like, really possible. Like, it's something that I can reach, something that most people, when they step in to play me, get worried. And that's what I want them to have. Like, wow, the Samus is going to be in my face. Weapon's probably going to dookie on me and 3-stock me. That's what they were going for.
So, one other question. Have you ever heard of Taskmaster from Marvel? Because you have the same exact superpower he has right there.
Taskmaster, really?
Yeah, he can look at something and remember it. That's why
I didn't know his name. I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
I forgot that's what he could do.
I said I've always had that, like same thing with like a picture memory. I have a really good memory. For photographic memory to be exact. You look at a picture, get a couple points on each edge, and then you can put the picture together, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Nice. But I've always had that. That's the only reason I've been pretty good in sports, was I could pick up sports really fast. That's probably what taught me it, to be honest. Mm-hmm. But I do have goals like outside of Smash, but that's definitely the Smash one.
Well, just real quick, one of your goals outside of Smash.
I would say, what is it? Smash is
a big one.
Smash has like been my headline for so long. Just because I've been stuck at home because of all this stuff. But outside of Smash, it's fitness and I would say schooling. I would say I always did schooling, but the reason I stopped, not because I struggled in it or because I couldn't, I didn't want to finish. It was just because it was so expensive.
Right.
So and it's always like that. And someone's like, dude, you could finish it early. You just have to just get loans. And I said, that bothers me. That's always been a pet peeve of mine. I said, I don't want someone else paying for something that I should be paying for. Right. And then, or owing that much. And then fitness always like, something I teach anybody that, because I coach for I coach for my local high school as a wrestling coach. So something I teach them. And if I coach somebody in the smashing, I always pass this on. I said, fitness is important no matter what you are trying to achieve. So I always have fitness goals. And sometimes like something like Wes is saying, like, oh, the gym's closed, you can't make it to the gym. Sometimes stuff gets in the way, but fitness is very important to your daily health. And it's been proven over and over and over again. So it's something I take pride in and something that I think is important that you should have in your daily life. Doesn't mean you need to have huge fitness goals. Like, I want to be able to run a 5-minute mile. Like, I've done that before.
Oh, no way.
It's not that easy, okay? The fastest mile I've hit is 5.00, and I was sad because I didn't get 4.59. So, and like, I've done those crazy fitness things, right? I've done like extreme weight cuts while I was in wrestling. I've cut like 5 pounds in a couple of hours. It's not fun.
Oh, man.
But I still think, being healthy, and that's something a lot of people have like simple problems, and being healthy and being active is like an important thing. So it's some of the goals I will always host, and kind of something I always push up on my limits. Like when people always say, what's your goal for today? Like to get done. I said, I want to stream, I want to do this content done, and I want to work out. And he said, workout's that important? I said, yes, it is. It is for my mental health and for my physical health.
I'm a firm believer in that as well. I think I also they're starting to take note of that too. I believe in esports. Like just being, even if it's little physical activity, it really does do wonders for your mental health. And then when you're gaming like 12, if you're scrimming, gaming, grinding, whatever it is for 12, 15 hours a day or whatever it is, it really is important to be active. Just, it doesn't even have to be a lot, just a little bit. And you'd be surprised. Some people really won't do anything, and I get it. It might not just be for you, but it's done wonders for me. You know what I mean? And I'm a pretty avid gamer myself. This is my, it's most of my life. But once I discovered this whole nother facet of life, it's helped me. So yeah, dude, Weapon, I see. Yeah, you're right, dude. I agree with you 100%.
I think the only thing I wish the gaming community and the fitness community intervened more. That's the only thing I would wish for.
I think it's becoming more common, bro. Because sometimes I go to the gym and so I'll go to the gym and I'm just ready. I'm in the free weights. I'm in the room with the free weights, and I'm about to, I don't know, do whatever, like bench or squat or whatever. And I see a lot of a lot of these guys. I'm seeing a lot more gaming and pop culture references all the time, and that to me is refreshing. I love that. I agree with you too. I'm like, dude, that'd be awesome if the fitness and gaming community were to like intervene, like to collide.
I want the boys at the tournament to be the boys in the gym. That's what you like. That's the dream. That's the dream.
Exactly. You never walk by the gym and hear somebody have like the anime OST for the grinding.
Well, that's me. That's me, Free. Yeah. That's me. I got that. I got it going, dude. 100%.
You hear the boss battle music going on?
Oh, you got the Full Metal Alchemist opening playing right now.
Yeah. Yo, I got a buddy who is his gaming is his life. It's what he does. He'll love it the rest of his life. But he was going straight hard at the gym for the longest time. And I remember we went to go deadlift at the mall over there, Fit Republic. All right, yeah, we went to Fit Republic. He went to go deadlift. And he was doing 2 plates, right? And he goes, Carl, you want to know what I'm listening to? Or what I always listen to when I'm deadlifting or try to PR or whatever? I'm like, what are you listening to? He goes, bro, I listen to this dubstep mix of Goku going Super Saiyan.
No.
And I only listen to that.
What?
It's so funny, dude. Because he loves anime too. So like, but yeah, dude, you got the OSTs, the video game soundtracks, the whatever it is, dude. We're in there, man. 2020.
Bro, it's whoever can get Super Saiyan first. That's the race.
Yeah, I wanted to hear that.
Oh my god.
It's too funny, dude. But
oh man.
But I definitely would. Yeah, I see your point though. You know, it's just it sucks because a lot of time people from fitness, you know, the old stereotype was, you know, nerds, they don't do nothing else, they just sit there and play games, all they care about. And gamers too, they're like, look at those, look at those muscle heads, look at those guys just like lifting weights. Those guys are brain dead, they don't know nothing. I'm doing a high IQ activity right here, and I kind of just wish everyone would get along. You know what I mean? Like
that's what I hope. That's what I hope the future to be. You know, yeah, so we're trying to be the example we can do. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude. There's definitely like a lot more intersectionality taking place. Like this culture is intersecting a lot. So I know there's like a lot of people that go to the gym that game a lot too. So it's changing, and it's definitely important just because, you know, like you said, if you're just like gaming for 15 hours and you're sitting on your computer at your desk for hella long, it's just bad for your health. And it's also like really bad for your mental. Like just getting outside and like just going for a walk for like 30 minutes will help so much in like just you keeping a good mental balance, you know?
Let that sun hit you.
Yep.
Real quick, the vitamin D.
Yeah, boy.
Okay.
The real life 144 FPS, or yeah, the real you see 60 FPS IRL outside. Oh man.
Yeah, so we talked about you like being super competitive, you know, just in sports as well as in Smash, and like I remember one time we were at a tournament in Stockton and you were playing, I can't remember the player's name, but it was a mess, and you were just playing him for hella long. He kept beating you, but you kept playing, just trying to like learn the matchup better.
Oh, Troubles.
Yeah.
You said he kept beating me. When you said he kept beating me, that's the only one person that could beat me as a match. I was going to say. Played him the other day. He's actually the only person that holds up to Infamous, too.
He's playing Melee. He's playing Melee in Ultimate. I see Ness flying around, dude. I'm
Is he playing Ness in Melee?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I meant in the game in Ultimate. He's playing Melee in Ultimate. I played him in bracket, and I'm just like, he looked like he's waved.
His Ness is disgusting.
It's ridiculous. He looked like he's wave landing. Like he's obviously not, but I'm just saying the movement is so crisp, it's so fluid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, so and you mentioned Infamous as well, and you know, being like under him. Who would you consider your rivals in Smash?
It would be R-Dog, 100%. I said, when I came onto the scene, I actually robbed him from prize pool once. And like I walked on the scene once. We're going away party for one of the buddies in the Smash community, and he hosted a tournament. And I came up, and he's never lost to Samus when I joined the scene, and I straight up dookied on him twice in bracket. And I held that over his head for so long, and so he went home and he studied the Samus matchup for like a month straight, so he could beat me. And he did. He came back and he beat me, and I struggled to beat him. And we went like a couple months, like the whole season. And obviously Najee can know this for his records or his tournament results. With R-Dog, I'd get far, and the only person that would stop me was R-Dog.
Yeah.
Like I would be right to top 3, and right before I got top 3, R-Dog was in my way and I'd lose to him. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you're never, and it would always be 2-1. I said, and then finally, when quarantine happened, I sat down and I grinded. And I'd play R-Dog on Wi-Fi, and he said, oh, you might beat me on Wi-Fi, but you can't beat me on local. And then we sat down like a week ago, and it was close, and then he got wiped on the floor, just straight dookied on. And I said, and that's what we do, is we go home and we study each other constantly, is because of that reason. He's been my biggest rival. He's a really good friend of mine now, but we have that problem. If I keep losing to him, I'll say run it back. If he keeps losing to me, he'll say run it back. And last time I remember I won 2 best of 3 sets. And then just recently we played, and that night we played again, another set, and I won 3 in a row. And I said, I'm done. And he's like, no, you're going to sit here and play me until I win. And I told him, go play Wappy. He'll make you feel better.
Oh,
No.
And then he goes, Wabi sits down and loses. And so I said, and he calls me back over. He says, sit down. I'm like, no. You don't play Wabi until you feel better, and then you can try to play me again.
My goodness.
That's what's up, dude. Wabi's always good to have.
Wait! These sets, weapon, were these streamed at all, or this?
No, I kept him private, so he'd keep his so he wouldn't get embarrassed.
Boys,
because I duke it on him.
Yo, that's that behind the scenes set. That's the behind closed doors set.
I said, some people always get mad. They're like, I've gotten this, and I don't think it should be backlash from but I have gotten backlash like this before, and I don't think it should be backlash for this. Is if I'm playing with Infamous, Trippy, Zekin, Oni, all these top players, Troubles, right? And someone says, the only reason you're good is because you get to play with them every day. And, it's not big backlash, but it definitely is backlash. And I feel like why is that a thing? Why is it
shouldn't be backlash?
No, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, doesn't it make sense to ask for games from people that are notable, right? I mean,
that's what you're supposed to do. Like, you're only as good as your best competition.
Someone's like, "Oh, Infamous won't play me." I said, "And why is that my fault?"
Yeah, I mean,
is that my fault?
What are you gonna do? Not use the resources that are presented to you? That makes no sense at all.
So,
right?
He says yes to me and yo to you. Now it's my fault. Wait, what?
See, that's what these guys don't understand, especially when they're coming into this community or anything competitive in general, especially with video games, is that they will bring out the excuses, the option selects out the woodwork like this. Like, dude, they act like their Discord doesn't exist. Right now, all the gamers out there, you can go Google, you can go Smash Ultimate Discord, Smash Melee Discord, Tekken Discord. You can go on Twitter and you can ask people, anyone, a random, and they'll give you an answer. Go join this Discord. There's Discords for beginners. There are Discords for experts. There are Discords for your area. Like, even though some local player that is notable between us, and in the state, with you Weapon and all that, if they don't want to play you, fine, go play somebody else. You know what I mean? It's 2020. We have all the resources. We have YouTube videos. We have Twitch streams, everything. We
have all the online resources right now.
Yeah, we have all. Well, that's what makes me because I'll be playing Infamous online, and obviously, to be honest, even as a Samus fan, I don't like online that much, and it's just because the inputs are not instant, and it's what everybody that's a high level player doesn't enjoy.
That's fair.
And a lot of online players won't play that I know that are good players, won't play anything farther than me, and that's their choice. And I feel like people like Wes is saying, there's so many Discords. Go on my Discord and leave me alone. Go to matchmaking at the Looking for Game. There's hundreds of people with that damn role. Leave me alone.
Exactly. And if guys don't want to play you online, all right, dude. When COVID is over, quarantine, you better be the first person to be like, all right, dude, at this tournament, let's go friendlies. Let's grind this match. You know what I mean? You main this guy. I need work on that matchup. Let's go do it. These guys will always go home and they'll complain first before they help themselves. And it's just very the backlash is undeserved. You know what I mean?
Or the other one where people think asking me will get a better option than asking them. Can you ask them if we can play? No, I'm not going to.
You need to have confidence. You got to.
I'm not your mother.
To
I'm not gonna hold your hand and walk up and try to get you to hold Infamous's hand. Okay?
I'm saying
that's not how this works.
And you know what, dude? If they say no, so be it. No means no, dude. Go play somebody else. There's always someone out there that'll be like, yeah, dude, let's do it. Somebody asked me to play. I feel like I'm not knowing. I don't feel that special, to be honest. But if someone had questions for me, I'll answer it the best I can. I'm not 100% right on everything. I feel like I can be insightful, but you got to take information where you can get it. And that's just the way of the world.
I think the last thing on that, just a little insert, is also when I'm not a top player. I am a high level player. I'm not a top player. People need to understand that. But you don't have to pay me to play me. All right. You can support my stream. You can follow it. You can subscribe. You can do all that stuff. You don't have to pay me to play me, especially if we're at a local. Don't have to come up to me and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna money match Weapon so you'll play me." That's not how I work. I said you don't have to pay me to give you advice. I said I know I'm one of the rare ones, but I believe in knowledge being free. Doesn't mean I'm gonna give it to you in the nicest way. I'm gonna be like, hey, if you roll one more time, I'm gonna throw your controller across the room. I swear, stop rolling behind me.
He's not lying either.
If you air dodge and get down smash and 2-framed again, I swear we're gonna stop playing. And don't tell me what I always get, because I coach people for free too. I don't mind. You know, I coach people in real life and in the damn game.
In tournaments,
bro, if you ever come to, I'll coach you before and after set. Mossta, don't dock me right there. Not during a set. But if I coach you and I'm telling you, you're asking questions and I explain it, and it's very obvious that I know more in the situation. Don't you ever, and everybody would tell you this. Squinty already, it's happened a couple of times on stream, and Squinty said, "You effed up." Don't you ever tell Weapon, I know. If you knew, you wouldn't be asking me this damn question. You would be doing it the right way, and you would be winning. Don't be telling, oh my God. I said, you kept doing this wrong. You need to don't do that. And he's like, I know. You knew? Then why did I just 3-stock you?
Oh no, your exposure?
Oh man, no, I've had a couple hard lessons from Weapon. Like,
and
no mercy.
Naji's been there. He sat down, and Naji, and this is one thing I don't like, and something that goes off my Discord as well for being a TO, is people disrespect the TOs because they think they don't know how to play the game. They do that. They do that online and they do it offline. And if you know Greg used to host a lot of tournaments. They did it to Greg all the time.
Oh my goodness!
And they do that when they talk about Naji sometimes, and they do that when they talk about me when I'm hosting an online tournament. So it bothered me. And me and Naji had this conversation a long time ago. Naji's like, "Yeah, I don't want to be in that stereotype," you know. And Naji sat down and he played Fox, which is a high skill ceiling character. And Naji's like, "What am I doing wrong?" And I said, "Stop doing that garbage. Stop doing that garbage." I wasn't nice about it.
You weren't, but it helped.
Yeah, and Naji was laughing about it because we're friends. I said, but the truth is, I said, one, you're not going to be better by doing nothing. You're like, oh my God, I didn't play well today. No, you just don't play that good. All right, go work on it. Yes. And if you're a TO, I'm gonna be honest. If you're a TO for the Smash community, you need to be a better example. Don't be those guys that don't play the game and make that excuse. Doesn't mean you have to play in your tourney. Just be a better example. Come on.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there's no time during the tourney to play. That's why I always try to get at least one match against one of the top players. You know, polish up, see what I'm doing wrong. I don't practice. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't practice the way I should. But
and that's the stuff that a TO has to do. You know what I mean? Someone said, "Weapon, why do you have a rule that in your Discord that none of your TOs can play?" I said, I had a 287 tournament. I said, I have two streamers, myself and my brother. I said, that means 2 people on the admin team that can't admin bracket. So I have four others that run the bracket. Do you understand 4 to 200? How that number, if everybody called a mod request, how that would work out? I said, no, they're not playing in the tournament. They're not going to, I said, I'm not going to have them play the tournament and then try to stop their tournament run to lag tests, to, there's a confusion on band, confusion on characters, like all this stuff that happens on the online circuit.
Yeah. A lot of things happen behind the scenes not a lot of people know about.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, congratulations on the tournaments online, because I remember you telling me Smash Sundays has been going out since Ultimate came out, right?
Oh my gosh, since the game started.
Yeah.
I said, someone told me, they're like, I said, I didn't even start Smash Sunday. I picked up, there was a little boy in PA that his name's Bjorn. He was 14 when he started it, and he didn't know what he was doing, just running it on a different website. He wasn't running on Smash GG. I said, I used to play in him. And I used to have this old PC, and I said I could stream it at like 30 FPS. And he said, sure, let's do it. And we worked together, and I taught him on his way. I learned that, he was young, and I said, instead of, leaving him and do whatever he wants, we could build this and do better. Little did I know there was going to be a pandemic happening that, people would fall back on a tournament. I didn't know that. And then eventually we paired up, and now he's a part of he has FFB in his name. He's a member. Smash Sundays is a huge community. We're almost 1,500 strong. We have like hundreds of people sign up, and it's like rapid fire. It was rapid fire. When the pandemic started, it was already growing, but when the pandemic started, it just shot up even faster. And I was happy to offer the community something like that. People already kind of were going for me as a guide, and that made it even easier.
Man, I'm gonna have to join Smash Sundays, dude. I have Sunday off.
You think I won't put you at first seed? You think I won't?
What do you mean, dude?
I'll put you first seed. I'll get you the easiest run to the top. But if you get upset in round 1, I swear you're getting banned.
Gonna go back to Valorant, boys.
Get infamous first seed. He's not good on Wi-Fi. Made a couple rounds, faced one spammy Zelda and lost. Oh my gosh.
The execution that takes to play Falcon, well, what he does regularly on the offline, I can see why it doesn't translate.
Yeah, bro. I was like, maybe he's just bad now. Then I played him offline. I was like, nope, he's not bad. He's not bad. I'll tell you that.
A lot of the stuff that he does is high execution, and the drawback of playing online is, because the inputs aren't reliable. I'm sure Infamous cannot have his way. He can't even do what he wants to do, and it probably annoys him. I bet. I'm willing to bet anything annoys him. So, I'm not really surprised that he's, Wi-Fi just sucks for any fighting game, to be honest. So,
yeah.
What do you do?
I mean, if you ever play Street Fighter 5, you know about Teleport King.
From Brazil?
Yeah. Hated that.
Yeah, apparently Melee was pretty good online, so.
Oh my god. Never seen those fighting games in Dookie, bro.
So we're going to transition now to our closing segment. We're going to each say our hypest RPG moment, kind of like the defining moment in any RPG that you've played. I guess I'll start off, or unless Weapon wanted to start.
No, it's all you guys. You guys go first.
All right. So for me, it was at the end. I mean, and this is spoilers, but like we said, these are 20-year-old.
Get over it.
Nah, get over it. It's
get
their
over
fault.
It, bro.
Yeah.
Naji said, you're young, go play the game.
Unless you're talking about like Octopath Traveler or something came out like a couple months ago, last year. Yeah, get out of here. Actually, don't do that. But more often than not, it's gonna be some old stuff. So go ahead. You good.
So like at the end of Gold version, right?
Okay.
You beat the Elite Four, and then Professor Oak says, "Wait a minute, you're not done. You're going back to Kanto." I freaked out. I freaked out, man.
Bro, he had a heart attack.
Yeah. I was like, Mom, you don't understand. Professor Oak told me I could go back to Kanto. She's looking at me like, what is he talking about?
That's crazy. I think I had the same reaction as a kid. Now
legit.
It was wild. I was like, what do you mean? And I got this whole other region. I gotta do this again.
Get 8 more badges?
Let's get it.
I'm waiting for them to do that again.
I don't know if it'll ever happen again. And it pisses me off because I think X and Y, they should have done it. Yeah. Or like Sun and Moon should have went, like one of them should have went back to X and Y because there's so much stuff in, I can't think of the name of the region, that the Gen 6 region that they could have like re-explored. So that was really annoying.
Yeah. Notable moment indeed. Yeah, you're right.
And then you get to fight right at the end? Oh, man.
Oh, with the music?
Yep.
Oh.
That's why Gold and Silver is like the best
classic
Pokemon game.
Oh, man. Moss, let us know, dude. What's yours?
I'm going to have to think a little bit more so you can go.
I got you, dude. I got you. So I've already put on record that on the podcast that Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is probably my favorite RPG, my favorite game of all time, actually. And I don't care anymore. That game has been out for a long time. I'm also going to spoil it because this moment was actually insane, and maybe it'll even get you to play it. Right now on Steam, that game is available not just on Steam, but on mobile now. You can get this game on your phone, son. That's how you know it's godlike, is you can get it on your phone. All right? So I'm going to tell you right now, all right, the best moment, my best RPG moment.
Oh my God.
Right? Is at the end. You don't even need to be a Star Wars fan for this to hit you like this. But at the end, this antagonist they've been talking about the whole game that's notorious. It's you. That's wild, right?
Oh my God.
When I was like, how old was I? I think I was like 11, 12. I think I was like 11, 12. And I was just sitting in like the dark, and I was just like, man, this is getting climactic. Yo, this is wild. We're getting close to the final battle. And that revelation hits and all the flashbacks. And I was like, yo, this game is crazy, son. Like, what is this? And but it just gave me that feeling, just and it wasn't just that moment, but it's the build-up. It's all the events leading up to it. That's what, in my opinion, makes a game great. At least a single player game, is the journey, the journey between the beginning and the end, the journey itself, the build up, and then it builds up to this climax. That's the best part, and RPGs are pretty good about that. I mean, there are a lot of RPGs that exist that do that, this exact thing. This is a very common trope, right? Not like you being the antagonist, but just this build up leading to this amazing climax. So that was it for me, though. Those got like
nice. Dang. Trying to think. Well, I'm gonna go with Mass Effect 3, which is kind of funny because that was my most disappointing game of all time. But like I said, the build up to the end was really good. So playing through 3 again, you get to like everything's kind of coming to a climax. A lot of your party from previous games could potentially die leading up to the last mission. So a lot of stuff just happens, and the last mission is really like intense. And like I think it's Reapers. It's been a while since I played, but like you got all kinds of like high level Reapers and stuff coming at you. So like the last level is just it was really intense, and like a lot of your party, like you've gone through a lot of the emotional build up leading up to the end of it, and one of like the characters from Mass Effect 2, I'm trying not to spoil stuff, but whatever. I think his name was Morden.
That's true hard.
I think his name was like Morden. He's like this cool scientist dude. He ends up dying like hella early. It's like a lot of the characters just like dying off, and you have a very small crew left, and then you end up playing with basically like the last 5 minutes of it by yourself, and then goes to the crappy ending.
Oh yeah. Just remember,
but it's
Moss.
like everything leading up to that was dope.
So remember, it's about the journey, not the destination. Even though the destination was some resort.
Destination was boo boo, man.
Even though some destination was like some utopia, right? Just journey, man. Forget it.
So
yeah, kid. Oh man.
Oh my god. What is it? So RPG, what is it? Just you playing as a character?
Yeah, role playing game.
I'm so bad at these titles. I play games for so many years, and I've never understood what RPG was. I don't know why that term, but I'm just thinking about the style. I don't even know if this is the right classification, but I'm gonna talk about this little point. I said I love happy endings. It's something I grew up with. I was never good with bad endings, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't play Mass Effect 3.
So I'm gonna tell you straight up, and I know you guys know when I tell you.
Yeah.
The ending of Halo Reach, bro.
Oh man.
When you walk up and it says survive, I thought you could win. I thought you could survive. Okay.
Oh no.
And you walk in there, what are you, number 4 or some crap, whatever you are, Noble 4. I don't know what you are. I don't even remember. All I remember is you go in there, and they leave you. The Pillar of Autumn leaves you, and you straight up sit there and you fight, and it's endless hordes. And I didn't know you had to die. I didn't know that the end of the game was you die. And everybody says, "Oh my God, spoiler, bro! If you ever play Halo Reach, go away. You're disgusting." But
I didn't know that.
But you go up, and it kind of foreshadows, because as you go through the game, you're like this big Spartan team that's like indestructible, right? Yep. You're the best Spartans in the game, in the world. And slowly, Master Chief was in the Pillar of Autumn. He got away. Wow, nice of him. But as you go through the game, everybody in your crew starts dying, like one by one, like things you don't expect. And for some reason, I thought, I would live. Like I thought, oh, maybe I become Master Chief for some garbage. No, I don't. You get to the end, you do your job so Master Chief can live, and you die. And it shows the scene. You get like busted. He takes off his helmet, and you just watch yourself try to battle it out, and it's over. And I was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
No, bro. And I was like, bro, I can't handle these bad endings, bro. Turn it off.
I know that feel, man. Like, there are some people that are actually okay with endings that are grim like that because it reflects reality. But I had this conversation with someone before, and they said that when they watch film or play video games, they do stuff like this. They're trying to get away from. They're trying to get away from reality. They like happy endings too, and because for me, I personally I like I like endings like those. Like I see why you would do it, to set up some kind of other story or so it has an emotional impact on you. But I know that feel because I also love a happy ending. I don't think there's some people that don't like happy endings. I don't know if I'm sure you guys know this. Like they're like, man, it was too predictable. I've seen this a million times. Well, you know what? Everybody feels good. That's why it's happened a million times. Come on, man. Like,
Yeah, I hate the ones they're grim just to be grim.
That reminds me of like Infinity War ending though.
No, that's a big spoiler, Mossta.
That doesn't count if you haven't seen the Infinity War yet. Come on, man.
Nah, bro. No, bro. I don't even. I can't keep up with those movies. I don't mind spoilers, but I can't keep up with those movies. It's too
There's
many.
a lot. Yeah, there's too many.
Oh, you're not bad, bro. It's only 20 movies.
Mossta did not just say there's 2 weeks worth of movies.
20 movies? It's not that bad.
That's 2 weeks worth of film, 100%. Dude.
Bro. Bro.
Endgame's only 3 hours. It's alright.
Bruh. I know I'm home. Doesn't mean I want to do that.
I think on average, each of those movies is 2 hours, and then Endgame is 3 hours.
Only if people died every movie, then I'd watch it. Then I'd be interested. Like, he's gone, finally. Next.
You're going to hate Iron Man series, dude.
Oh. Naji's like, let me spoil everything. I already knew about that, but it's still funny.
All right. So, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Our guest today has been WeaponRaid. And if you want to follow him on his social media, you can just say that again one more time.
On Twitter, it's at Samus of the West. And on Instagram, it's Instagram and YouTube, it's JKN to the max.
All right. And if you haven't attended the Smash Sunday, I would suggest you sign up. It's an online tournament. It's great. Weapon's going to be there. He's going to host it for you. And with that said, I think that's the end of the podcast. I did want to say one more time, though, with all that's been going on in the community, we're going to try our best to stand and to be better. And we promise to help just make a better community for everyone. And with that, we are out.
So,
Well said. That's what I like to hear.